Now we fast forward to the year 300, remembering that between the year 30, which is where we just were, the days of Jesus, and the year 300, people were trying to figure out what it meant to be a Christ follower. What does it mean to be a Christian? And the Celtic people were part of that conversation. The Celtic tribes were following Christ followers. And they were trying to figure out, how do you do that? What does it mean? In the year 313, it was officially proclaimed that Christianity was the empire's official religion. And the tensions about how to be a Christian rapidly rise. So what began as discussions and dialogues and debates quickly became battles. And the empire, in collusion with the church, were determined that Christianity was going to be done right. So now we are fully immersed in the era of finger pointing, differentiation, separation. We're not going to worship outside like those Celtic pagans. That's a rule, write it down. We worship in buildings. And there was something else about the Celts which really, really bothered the empire. The Celts viewed the feminine as sacred. And Rome, by this time, was a thoroughly patriarchal culture. And I'm talking hardcore. In the opinion of the patriarchs, anyone who thought of the feminine as sacred was committing sacrilege. It was blasphemy. All those pesky Celts with their spiritual practices and their reliance upon nature and inner wisdom. The Celts honored and honor the feminine because they know and they treasure the fact that all of life stems from the union of the masculine and the feminine. So why would you not honor both? Why would you not give reverence to both? To honor only one would not be life-giving, and in fact, it's destructive. The empire was determined to dominate. The Celts by this time were perceived as threatening, in spite of the fact that both were on the Christian path. The next area of differentiation had to do with who and what was sacred. We already know that in the Celtic tradition, all of life is sacred. Nature is sacred. Humans are sacred. The air is sacred. The water is sacred. But the Christian church under Roman influence began to think different. They began to teach that sacredness was separate and apart from ordinary, everyday humans. In fact, they went so far as to say that sacredness is never found in the ordinary. Instead, the teaching was sacredness exists up there, out there, over there, somewhere, anywhere but here.